Hey, how's it going? Josh here, and this is episode number 5 of Tek With Josh. Today's episode is titled The Era of the Cord Cutter. What is cord cutting? Well, you don't have to go out, get a pair of scissors or a knife and slice your USB-C cable, your lightning cable. None of that, no. Cord cutting just refers to a terminology of getting away from big cable for a television service. You're streaming mostly when you cut the cord or you have an antenna, things like that. So why am I saying it's the era of the cord cutter? Well, there was an announcement today, at the time of recording, that the holiday peanut specials is not airing on cable TV and it's only airing through Apple TV. What does that mean? Well, if you're a fan of Charlie Brown, you want to see the classic Halloween special, you would need an Apple TV subscription or just the app. I didn't really read into it because I'm not really a fan. But it got me thinking, what else is changing? Well, if you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, you know cable TV was all the rage because of the shows that were on there. Friends, Seinfeld. Those aren't on cable networks. Those are on basic cable, but most of us had cable box, and when we missed them, there was something that was called TiVo that allowed you to record. And guess what? We record those shows. Cable was that good that you will record the shows if you're from New York and let's say rap or hip hop. Back in the day, we had 106 in Park, and right when it came on, everybody, no matter where you were on the couch watching. That's how powerful cable TV is. For example, it's like saying Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty comes out, you're gonna go watch it, or Jon Stewart, or whatever show, you must watch it. No, that's the hype behind cable, but now there's options. Back in the day, do you know what was the original cord cutter? Satellite. Satellite television started because of HBO. Someone said, hey, they're broadcasting this via satellite. I want to pick it up. And before any of this existed, you just had the big providers and cable TV. Satellite came around and changed it, and guess what? You seen big satellites? I'm not talking about the regular DirecTV or the Dish Network satellites. I'm talking about those huge satellites back in the 80s and 90s. Well, that's because before regulations, those satellites will pick up anything. You just position it and you get all the channels for free, which created the first ever TV hack, the HBO hack, because HBO was encrypting the signal. So a satellite man decided to, hey, hack into it and put his number to tell customers to come get satellite through me. But that was the original cord cutting because of the cost of cable. The regulations changed. Then companies such as Dish and DirecTV started selling their services because it was all encrypted now. And cable, people pirated cable in the 90s with the black boxes. So companies struck back and said, hey, no, you can't do that. We're encrypting our lines now, too. Just not the broadcast from the satellites, but also the coax cables are encrypted. They went from analog to digital equipment that had a cable card in some boxes or a smart card that had a chip on it like a SIM card that authorized the box to read the signal. Before, the cable guy, there was an old saying, hey, can you give me some more extra channels, and you'll give him money on their table and he'll hook you up, give you extra channels, not part of your package. Because it was all analog, but digital age stopped that. So then, cable over the years have gone up, of course, broadcasting rights, things like that. You have conglomerates that can request any amount, like Disney, tell you, hey, you're going to pay us this much, or we're going to come off your platform. And that has happened. And Disney wins in the end because they own everything for channels, the networks. But then, equipment costs. The cost of equipment you're renting, you never own it. So there was cable cards that I mentioned earlier that allowed you to use your own cable box, or in many people's case, a TiVo, which is one of the first DVR systems. And with the TiVo, you can record your programming for later viewing, which we can all do now with almost anything. But it was a big thing. So from there, you had cable cards, you had your own modem for your ISP, but we're going to focus on the cable cards here. So you will have a TiVo, but guess what? You will have to buy the TiVo for $200 or $300 depending on the TiVo model, and then you have to pay a TiVo subscription. So in the long run, unless you bought a lifetime membership and you bought this way back in the day and it carried over, you're basically paying the same thing. So some providers, I don't know about all over the country, but here in New York, the cable providers allowed you to stream on your laptop, not on your television, because there's no apps for TVs at this time. So you could stream on your laptop. They even had it on your phones. But guess what? If you're watching on your phone, you can't AirPlay to your TV. If you have an Apple TV or if you have a Chromecast, you can't cast because, hey, they already thought of that. So that right there is where we were for the most part. And then if you own a business, DirecTV, you have to pay extra to have it because they know how many streams you're going to have. So they're going to charge your arm and leg. But guess what came around? Cord cutting. It started with people just wanting basic cable, getting an antenna, HD antenna, because you can't use rabbit ears no more because everything's encrypted. That's why the portable TVs of the 80s aren't around anymore. So you get a $20, $30 antenna, you put it to your window, connect it to an RCA port, not RCA, sorry, the RF connection on the back, the coax. Screw in RF, plug it in there, and guess what? Your scan, your TV has a built-in TV tuner to pick up some of the channels. There you go. But then, as the internet became more prevalent in our lives, you can watch it on your phone with different carriers. Sling TV, Fubo TV, YouTube TV, Hulu, plus Live TV. Do you see what I'm getting at? The internet changed how we watch TV. No one watches TV when it's live anymore, really, unless it's sports. That's why the DVR was such a big improvement, because commercials suck. You want to record something later on when you have time, you'll watch it, you'll schedule it, and forget about it. That's why back in the 80s and 90s, your VCR, you'll schedule something to record because you're not home, you're working, you have things to do. So you'll have a VHS tape, you'll record and play it later. But I don't know about you guys, I can never get it to work. So the DVR did that. And with streaming, you can watch it at your own leisure on your own device. What do I mean? So say you have a cable plan right now. You can use the to-go apps. You can use TBS, TNT. I use the Adult Swim app just so I can watch Rick and Morty after. I'm not going to stay up, tune into it on the time and place. I'll watch it when I wake up in the morning, while I'm getting ready in the morning, on my lunch break. So I get to watch it on my time. And it's included with my cable provider. But say you're like me. I had a box that I had a cable card in it because I don't want to pay fees for it, but I no longer have that because streaming. I use my friend's login or family member's login. You understand? Because it's all about sharing, which is technically piracy, as they say now. But Netflix started as DVD rentals, streaming, movies, things like that, TV shows. And if you have a family member, you just say, hey, I'll pay for the Netflix, you pay for the Hulu, this person pay for the Apple TV, you pay for the Spotify, and you mix and match, or your friends, your roommates. It's the society we live in. And like I said about 2 minutes ago before I went on this tangent, the only thing you're watching live really are sports. But guess what? Those are streaming now too. Because you know what? Right now it's the playoffs, but before the playoffs, you know what was happening every Friday for baseball? Apple TV. They had Friday night games on there for certain teams. Every week they had like 2 or 3 games. Oh, you like football? Prime Video. Yep. You like soccer? Well, Fubo TV has you covered. And mostly any sports is on there. But guess what? Apple, there's been talks this whole year about Apple TV acquiring NFL Sunday Ticket, which has been DirecTV's whole big thing that made them relevant even today. Because people love football, and when you move, you can't watch your home team. So the Sunday Ticket, if that comes to Apple TV, a lot of people are going to get that streaming service. You get like a year free when you buy a new device or 3 months free. I don't know, but it depends on when you set up. But to be able to view it on any of your Apple devices, hey, you don't have an Apple device, you have a newer TV, you might have the app on there. HBO, home box office television, came out with HBO Max, and it's a streaming platform included at no extra cost for HBO subscribers when it came out under AT&T's umbrella. Guess what? Movies that came out there that you could watch it the same day on there. That shows you it's cord cutting. You no longer need to go to a cinema. You no longer need to have the cable box. You have an app because guess what? You have traditional cable service. You might get a box or two at no cost, but say you have 5 boxes. They're $10 each. If you have none at a discount or at no cost, that's $50 in equipment right there. Then plus your high-priced TV package. You might be locked into a contract for 2 or 3 years if you have DirecTV, Dish, Comcast, whatever. You might be in a contract. And your price is only guaranteed for 1 year. And guess what? After the year goes up, oh, you don't like it? Well, you can leave and break the contract and pay this early termination fee, or you can just deal with it. Gives you freedom. Because, hey, you might go Fubo TV, but they don't have TNT or TBS, and you watch AEW or BattleBots. You can't view on there, so hey, you get Sling. Okay, you have Sling this month, and next month you want to have YouTube because they have better DVR service. Because guess what? Most of these companies with the DVR is included. YouTube TV gives you unlimited DVR. Your current provider, you might be paying $5 if you have an old hard drive-based cable box or a TiVo. You might be paying $7, $10, for that ability. Or they have cloud-based DVR for like $12, $15, depending on how many hours. Hey, you get 100 hours with the highest tier DVR, 200 hours. Fubo, you get like 1,000 hours on the Elite plan. The plan is $90 a month, $99 right now. But the thing is, guess what? You get simultaneous streams. So you can watch on multiple devices at one time. So remember how I was talking about earlier with Bar. Has 4 TVs. There you go. You can stream on all 4. You don't have to set up a more expensive business plan. You just have a streaming service that allows you 4 simultaneous streams or even 6. And that's the thing. It gives you flexibility that you don't have anywhere else. And the pricing. It's not a 1-year price or anything like that. Sure, they have introductory, like Hulu in the past had $1 for 3 months. You had YouTube TV. If you have T-Mobile Home Internet, they give you half price for a year. Or YouTube TV gives you on your own a month at a discounted rate. But the price is locked in for the most part. And guess what? If it goes up, you switch to a competitor because Peacock, Philo, there's so many new streaming apps coming up every single month, which is why South Park even did a special on it, the Streaming Wars, because it's the era of the cord cutter. Why pay for equipment? Why sit there, go through all these ads? You're going to sit there, go through a guide. Most of the channels you don't even watch. So with streaming, you go to a service that has the channels you have. Okay? You want HBO, you pay for HBO on your own. You want ads, it's $5 cheaper. You want stars, you go stars, separate account. You understand? You get YouTube TV, it tells you what channels are included. They have international, like Espanol package. They also have the 4K add-on, things like that. If you need it, you can pay extra for it. But why pay more for channels you don't watch? If you don't watch sports, why have sports in your package? Providers lock you in, say, hey, we have choice A, B, C, D, or E. This is what you get in each one. Hey, I want to go A, but there's a channel. I don't watch most of these channels. Is there any way I can save money? No. You like it, don't like it. And guess what? Cable companies in smaller towns have exclusivity rights. Because when the territories were drawn, they talked to the city council, and things happen. Not going to get into that, but that's the whole thing. It's all about cord cutting now because you can take back your time, watch TV on your own, record it, and watch it on the app on your phone. I live in New York. There's Wi-Fi in the train stations now. I have cellular data. I have unlimited. I can just watch whatever I want while I'm waiting for a train. Pause it when it's going through a tunnel and continue watching. That's what I do for YouTube. Why can't I do that for my TV? Or watch my recordings when I want to. That's why I record it. Not watching live TV anyway unless it's the Super Bowl or a game. But like I said, streaming has that covered now. And that's basically it. You pay for what you want. You have the convenience and the ease of use. That'll work on your TVs. If it doesn't work on your TV and you have to buy equipment, guess what? You buy a Fire Stick. Amazon Fire Stick, you get the Google Home Hub dongle now. Used to be the Chromecast Ultras, like Google TV HD. Get one of those, $34. Even DirecTV has a stream box. DirecTV, the satellite provider, had a streaming service since like 2017 with DirecTV Now. It's a prepaid streaming service. No contracts. You pay for what you want, basically. And if DirecTV, which is now owned by AT&T, can offer a streaming service, that means something's happening in the world. Everybody's cutting the cord. Take care, guys, and that's it for this episode of Tek With Josh. If you want more episodes, listen to our back catalog, or feel free to look up books by Josh, Audio Immersion. It's also by me, Josh. Take care.